Leading the Giants, head coach John Harbaugh. His squad clawed their way in as the final seed, but we have seen the bottom seeds make some noise before. On the opposite sideline, the head coach of the Buccaneers, Todd Bowles. His guys just missing out on that top seed and a chance to skip this week, but still heavily favored for this wild card contest. With Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. This is Chase McLaughlin on to handle the opening kick. And the NFL on EA Sports is underway once again. So out come the Giants, their first drive of the game coming up. Getting the starts, a second-year pro, first-rounder, last spring's NFL draft out of Ole Miss. It is Jackson Dart.
Kid, I think we've gotten a pretty good sense of the type of NFL quarterback he's going to be as he's worked through his second season and he's put his team on this postseason stage. Now we'll get to see the type of leader he can be when every single play, every single moment is bigger than it was in the regular season.
And they do get him down, but the damage is done. This gets down inside the 35-yard line. What a way to get our game started. 33 yards.
I love this, Kate. No issues at all going to this receiver in the short field because they know at any time when this man touches the ball, he can transform a short completion into a big play.
Good start on the play fake. He loses the football! And the Buccaneers scoop it up! Not a ton after the recovery, so they're going to take possession deep in their own territory.
This defense has sure decided that they're going to be the star of the show, at least here from the jump. One series in, they've delivered the first game-changing play, but I am talking about one thunderous collision.
So here come the Buccaneers, ready for their opening drive. Steering the ship, approaching a decade now in the NFL, the former #1 overall pick, Baker Mayfield.
Kind of a fun moment as a quarterback when you jog on the field in this situation. Hey, you know, weeks 1 through 18, they really don't mean a lick right now. It's a whole new season, a whole new sense of urgency, and he's got to lead the way.
They get to him, he's hit, brought down after a gain of about 10, and that is good for a Tampa Bay first down.
Well, more often than not, it's the passing game that's asked to go from first down in just one play. But when you get that big play potential on the ground, geez, it just infuses your offense with confidence.
And he's going to pay off his first down run with a nice pickup of 9. Already we're seeing the mind games they can play with personnel. You talk about this all the time, Brock. Looked like a passing set, left them some room on the ground.
10, 11, heck, even 20 personnel, doesn't matter. Offensively, you get to dictate the terms. Kind of like those pitchers and catchers that once in a while will pitch backwards. Keep your opponent off guard.
Last run got him 9, so now they need one more here on second down. Hand off to the back. He's going to be forced out there after a gain of about 14. And that is good for a Buccaneer first down. A nice early return there. They're going to be more than happy with that one, Brock. And could be a huge boost to their offense if this ground game can get going at this pace.
Every offense in this league searches for explosives. How can we find it? It's often through the air, but when you get it on the ground like that, boy, is it a huge bonus.
Running left, this is Irving. Runs inside the 35. And finally, they catch up to him at the 11. A big hitter on first down. 38 yards. What a spot for a big play, huh, Brock? It has him well into the red zone now with 1st and 10. Once again, Irving. And he picks him up about 4 yards there. Second down coming up.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game, right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage, B, it sets up your play action, and C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
And he's going to run this in. Touchdown, Buccaneers! No doubt about it, Brock. They are trying to take him out of this game from the start. And a touchdown on the opening drive, that's a good way to do it.
Yeah, this is one of those situations, Kate, where you and I up here in this booth, we can hear it and we can feel it. This crowd senses an opportunity to dig those opponents an early hole that before long might become the grave their season rests in if they don't respond.
Ooh. All right, here we go, Brock. Todd Bowles believing in his offense. They're going for 2. Keeping it on the ground. And he'll get in. That gives them an 8-0 lead. So they stick with a hot hand partner, and he ends up adding 2 more on top of that touchdown.
I'd say 8 points is a pretty solid try's work for him.
Right.
And as long as he's producing, seeing the gaps, getting the pads down, getting those tough yards, feed that man the ball, he won't be denied.
McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flight. Calvin Austin on the return. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. So the Giants and offensive coordinator Matt Nagy sending their group back out to the fields. And as they do, let's talk about Matt. First year with the Giants as OC, but far from his first in that role here in the NFL. Same role in Kansas City the last 3 seasons, and before that, he was the head man of the Chicago Bears. Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10. Darts back to throw. And this is going to wind up incomplete. 2nd down. So that play doesn't work out, but things make it even worse for them. Looks like one of their big guys out front is in need of a look from the training staff. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 21. Here's start now. A nice effort on the hit to break up that throw. We've got 3rd down.
I think that was a throw, Kate, that just came a little bit too late. What it did is it gave that defense time to come up and deliver a pop and knock the ball loose before he could secure it fully.
So after that prior incompletion, it's 3rd down. Here goes Dart to the air. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. The rookie out of Miami with the pick. New set of downs for him from the 31. They'll run here on 1st down. This is going to be good for a new set of downs. In the end, about 16 yards on that play.
A run like that, Kate, it just gives everybody a little bit more bounce offensively because you also know it can set the table for more.
All right, they look set now. Here we go, 1st and 10. Another carry for him. Solid run in here. That's 9 yards as he brings up 2nd down. Now, you take these types of results as early wins in a game, Brock, both in getting their running back started and getting your guys to start winning that battle up front, too. Moving
a man against his will and doing it right from the jump, that often portends to good things offensively.
And stopped at the 1. All right, so they're going to have to get that final yard. They're going to have to earn it. 1st and goal. 1 quarter gone in our opening round game of the NFC postseason. 8-0 is our score. More from Raymond James Stadium coming up after the break. Ready to go with our 2nd quarter. Buccaneers with the ball and a chance to score. Tucker will score. It's a Tampa Bay touchdown. On is Chase McLaughlin for the point after. Accuracy perfect there as it's center cut. And the lead grows by 1. McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. Tyrone Tracy now to return. Escapes a defender. And this drive will start inside the 25. Now here comes the New York offense. And Brock, they are not off to a good start. 2 drives, 2 giveaways. I think they could call this a win if this drive just doesn't end in a turnover.
Yeah, there's got to be some voices of calm within this offense to play smart, not scared. Play smart and take care of the football, but you can't be scared to make a mistake, or typically one will follow.
No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10. That right there, exactly the type of havoc that a well-designed blitz can cause, Brock. Everyone's so busy picking up their rushers. That D-tackle cleaned up.
Sure did. He gets his one-on-one. He shocks him with those heavy hands, knocks off that blocker, and knocked down that runner.
On 2nd down, Dart. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! And this one belongs to the Bucks. And the nightmare continues as they bring the fumble back for a touchdown. Really smart play from him there, Brock. Not just to fall on the football, but to take it in for the score.
Yeah, a word we don't normally use with D linemen a lot, quickness, right? It's usually the corner skill guys, but he was quick, man. He downshifted in a hurry for 6.
So up comes Mayfield and his offense. They're going for 2. They'll try it on the ground. And he's into the end zone. That play adds a couple more to their lead. Worked so well the first time. Hey, why not go right back to it? See if you can be successful again. They do, and they are.
I like the way you say that right there, Kate, because you almost feel the confidence, right? Like if you get it the first time, you're almost playing with house money. Even if you fail, it's still 14 points. It's not really a failure. And if you get it, well, you gain even more confidence and make that opponent think that much more.
Still reeling a little after fumbling that away, but they're going to get it right back with this kickoff. Here's Tracy on the return. He dodged the tackle, and he's out of bounds approaching the 25, couple yards short at the 23. New York taking over once again, the offense heading out. And this drive would be a win if they can just hang on to the football, Brock, coming off those back-to-back turnovers. On play action with Dart. And the hit's going to separate him from that football. Incomplete. Not surprising to find a defender in the area there over the middle challenging that one, partner. It's 2nd down.
Jeez, with each incompletion, each turnover, each sack, you can almost just feel this offense's frustration. Really imperative, this quarterback, stay positive. Just keep chopping away.
Now Dart on 2nd down. Escapes the pocket. He's keeping it. And he's going to get down safely. Picked up close to 6. Nice call on his part there, but it does leave them now with a 3rd down.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
Throwing on 3rd. Here's Dart. Pass brought in by Slayton. And they get him down after a gain of 10, but great effort on his part. Pays off with the 1st down.
You just love that kind of execution because it's able to make an impact, Kate, beyond simply getting the 1st down. That yardage, that really sets them up now to be aggressive with a new set of downs.
Option play. They're going to give it to Tracy. And that zone read goes nowhere. They didn't even get back to the line. So the run goes backwards. What do you think, Brock? Is it time that they start getting a little more aggressive, take some more risks offensively?
Not in my book. You've not earned that right. I think a lot of play callers feel that same way, too. Man, you get to earn the right to be aggressive and take shots when you can do the basics like, I don't know, run for a positive gain.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Now Dart. It's caught. That's Calvin Austin. There's the stop, but 22 yards given up before it. And that will make it 1st down Giants. Now go play action. Here's Dart. And he let his man just a little too much there. That's an incomplete pass.
Fairly safe to say as that one falls incomplete this first half so far. Well, it's not met the standard they set for themselves.
From the 40, here comes 2nd and 10. Back to throw, here's Dart. Screen here for Scattaboo. Wow, and he's about as close to the first as you can get, partner. Down to the 31, but didn't get it. It's 3rd down.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler. Gets himself into rhythm, and I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little gain on top of it.
Give him 5 on the play, and it's good for a New York 1st down.
They call 3rd downs money downs for a reason, Kate, because it takes everybody offensively to cash in. Excellent protection, set the table for the QB to get the completion and the yards necessary.
Scattaboo now from the gun. And he only manages one. Couple of defenders there to bring him down.
Kate, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Too much lead on that throw. That falls incomplete ahead of his target.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive down the field. Those windows and throwing lanes, Kate, they're not open very long, and it only takes a little bit for a throw to be thrown off.
Here he goes, 3rd and long. Complete beyond the marker. And they take him out of bounds, which means his offense setting up for 1st and goal.
Okay, I know exactly what's going to happen. I've seen it once, I've seen it 100 times. Next week on the practice field, this running back's going to say, see, I'm not just a running back. I can play receiver. And you receivers, you couldn't do my job, but I just showed you I could do yours.
To the end zone, but incomplete. He couldn't get it. That's going to set up 2nd and goal.
Just something off in the rhythm of their passing game on that one. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back into rhythm.
Dart now on 2nd down. Pulled in by his back, Scattaboo. And he will score. Touchdown, New York. Cam Scattaboo scoring on the 13th play of that drive. Well, Brock, this one has not been good to them so far, but they are still fighting and able to get in there for 6.
Just a drive that was all about scratching and clawing. As much as anything, Kate, it was just a pride drive to go and get your job done.
Graham Gano to tack on the extra point. His kick is good. For the moment, at least, we got a flag down on the field, Brock. I think they're going to get him, though, for hitting the kicker. Well, you can't do that. Got to avoid hitting the kicker. And because of that, the kickoff will be coming from midfield. Gano ready to send this away. And this one will clear the end zone. No surprise to any of us, right, with the kick moved up, but it only is going to come out to the 20 on that touchback. The Bucs getting their offense out there just before halftime. And it looks likely they'll carry a 2-score advantage into that locker room. We'll see how they choose to use these final 22 seconds, Brock, of our first half. Left side into the hands of Hurst. And his effort after the catch gets him up near that marker. Gain of 9, Brock. It's 2nd down. Timeout taken by the Buccaneers. They're first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Got 9 of the 10 with that last grab. Need to get the last yard now on 2nd. This time they'll keep it on the ground. Through the 2nd level at the 40. And all the way up to the 42-yard line before he stopped. Tampa spends its 2nd timeout now. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. First down from the 42. To throw, Mayfield. And that is incomplete. 8 seconds left now. This is a guy who's used to embracing contact, Brock. Usually makes catches in spite of it, but I guess it's tough for anybody to make a play every time.
Yeah, I think these tight ends today, Kate, spend as much time in the old ice bath as just about anybody.
Yeah.
And when you don't make that catch and you take the contact, well, that stings like the first seconds in the ice.
Grabbed by Chris Godwin. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. All right, they're going to call a timeout. 3 seconds left. That means one last play in this half. So here comes the kick team for what will be a very long attempt. This from the right hash and a considerable distance. This will not connect. Not enough leg and too far left as well. So a two-score game here at the break. Some work to be done as we get ready for the EA Sports Halftime Report with Scott Hansen. Scott?
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick halftime report. We'll let both sides catch their breath and get their orange wedges as we're going to get ready for the third quarter action. So let's go back out to the stadium as we rejoin our broadcast team, Kate Scott and Brock Heward.
Thanks so much, Scott. Appreciate the update as always. And welcome back, everyone. Third quarter about to get underway. Got a two-score ball game here as we resume play. All right, Brock, that was enough of a break. Back to playoff football as the second half of our wild card game gets underway. And he's brought down just inside the 25. Todd Bowles sending his Bucks out for another drive. And unsurprisingly, Brock, a great day on the scoreboard so far for him. Has him with the advantage as we move through this third quarter. Bucks to the line. 1st and 10. Give now to the running back. Has a hole left, room to run. And this gets the whole way down to the 11-yard line. So a massive gain, and all of a sudden we've got 1st and 10 inside the red zone. Handoff headed right, Irving. Nearly a first down, nearly a touchdown here, but neither, as he's taken down just short of the 2. Last run got him 9, so now they need one more here on 2nd down. Here's the handoff. And he's got another one tonight. Touchdown, Tampa Bay.
Let's see, Kate. I think in bowling, you get 3 strikes, that's a turkey. You know, in hockey or soccer, you score 3 goals, that's a hat trick. What are we going to call this, other than simply splendid?
Baker leading the Bucks up to the line. They're going for 2. They want to run it across. And he is in for the score. We may not see them kick ever again, partner. They're now 3 for 3 on 2-point tries today. McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. Here's Tracy on the return. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Giants and running back Cam Scatterboot trotting back out there. And the running lanes, and they've been hazardous. Not quite the decorated collection of highlights from him that we're going to look at here. Those big plays, the explosive runs where he leads an offense, just haven't been there for him in this one. All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10. Takes the handoff, now Dart. He's hit and taken down. They got him at the 18. It's Cansey again. And the drive begins with a rough first step there. That's going to bring up 2nd down.
They call play action. Would have been better to actually give it to him on a carry right there, Kate. The front was fooled for about a split second, if that. And that play call ended up working in their favor as it leads to a sack.
Second down throw here from Dart. Hits him on the out route. Looks like about 7 on the completion before he headed out of bounds. 3rd down coming up.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
Oh, he's going to run for it. And the defense does well. They make the stop short. That should usher out the Giants punt team here on 4th down.
Just not much to do right there, whether he wanted to run it or throw it. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, that's still a win for this defense.
Jordan Stout's headed out to punt it away on 4th. And it ends up a good return for him, up past their own 40. Time for us to get another look at this Tampa Bay offense. And last drive, we saw them finally reach that end zone after they struck out on their first 3 series. So this now the whole while the iron is hot moment, right? While they try to repeat what worked, try to make this 2 touchdowns in a row. This drive's going to start out with a gain of 5 before they bring him down.
That's one of those sneaky little runs, Kate, that gets you enough yards to create some doubt into that defensive coordinator. You could stick to the ground. You could throw beyond the sticks. You really create some indecision now defensively.
This is Irving on 2nd. They're going to slow him up here after 4, maybe 5 yards. And that will set up a Bucs 1st down.
Just go ahead. Go right back to that well and go get that same result. Now, back-to-back 5-yard gains on the ground. That's about as simple a way to move the chains as you'll get.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And he's taken down as he takes this to the 38. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that will be a Tampa Bay 1st down.
To play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice. Once to find the lane upfield, and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
And he can only manage 1 yard. The defenders were at the ready to bring him down. We're down to 1 quarter before we determine our wild card winner. The Buccaneers have it and just have to close this out to continue on in the playoffs. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Now a give left side. Breaks the tackle. He's got space ahead. Good running here. He's across the 15. And finally, he's down at the 5-yard line. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal. They give it to him again. And he gets up for a gain of about 4. Now it's 2nd and goal from the 1. Trying to run with Irving. And he's in for the touchdown. Much like they have throughout this entire game, Brock, the opportunities to score just keep arriving, and that lead just keeps growing.
Just the best part of team sports, right? One side feeds the other side, that feeds the other side, and it's just an inferno right now that's led to a lopsided score up there.
They'll try to run it in. And he gets into the end zone again. And this is just automatic for them at this point. Now a perfect 4 for 4, going for 2. McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. Here's Tracy on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Giants offense all set to get started. Well, we all know at this point, turnovers the big problem for them in this game, Brock. And not surprisingly, the defense has capitalized on those mistakes on more than one occasion to their benefit.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that can be tough to win football games in spite of, right? But over the test of time, turnovers are the #1 thing that cost you games, especially after that first one. Once there's blood in the water, you feel it with the defense. They get all over you, trying to force another turnover and another and another. That's good tight coverage right there defensively, but even a better throw on the play. Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but I say to you all the time, Kate, completions, completions, completions.
Darts looking to throw. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. Third down coming up. Dart setting in the throw here. Making the call himself. And he doesn't slide down, and he pays for it. A big shot sends him to the ground.
That's such a bummer, Kate, for a quarterback. If you have to scramble and take off, you'd really like to find a way to move the chains. He could not. That defense rallied, they responded, and they forced a fourth down.
Pulled in at the 20. And you'll love the effort on that return as he gets him all the way up beyond the 40. Now the Buccaneers set to take the field. With touchdowns on their last 2 drives, Brock, they're playing some of their best offense here. Could they try for 3 in a row despite the lead? Let's find out. Well, this drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line. We've hit the 2-minute warning here in Tampa. Buccaneers coasting to the finish line. Run lost him a yard to begin the drive. Here comes 2nd and 11. Back-to-back carries here. And the stop is made downfield after a gain of about 18. And that is good for a Tampa Bay first down. Back to the well again. Has a lane inside the 25. And finally, he's down at the 5-yard line. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal. Running right, it's Irving. And the scoring will never end. It's another touchdown. So an exclamation point there. That caps off what, and I think you'd agree, Brock, has been a dominating performance.
Yeah, I would. Really in all phases, too. You know, I thought coming in that this would be a much closer game than how it's turned out to be. And you got to give credit where it's due. This offense has been outstanding throughout.
So up comes Mayfield and his offense. They're going for 2. Keeping it on the ground. And to the surprise of nobody, they are in for 2 yet again. That is not 1, not 2. That's 5 conversions in this game, Brock. And with that, they're the first NFL team to ever have that many in one game. McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. On the return, here comes Austin. And a decent run back is going to end as they bring him down inside the 30. The Giants about to get to work on offense. And they'll get one final chance in a game that, to put it mildly, Brock, has been a bit of a miserable experience for them. So as this drive begins, rain starting to fall. And they send a man in motion. To throw, here's Dart. Catch made by Austin. And give him a fresh set of downs. That play goes for 10.
You know, quarterbacks aren't always the one dishing out punishment, but when they take it and they deliver a frozen rope, when they deliver a ball right on target just like that, man, the respect factor grows 100-fold with your teammates.
Throwing on first down. It starts. This is taken in by Slayton on the right side. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. Coming off a 6-yard completion, here's 2nd and 4. Sound the cannons, baby! The Buccaneers win it here in Tampa. And they were the top-ranked team in action in this wild card round, Brock. So this was always the expectation that they'd advance through to the
Playoff football has come to the west coast of Florida, and we are at Raymond James Stadium here in Tampa. Just ahead, we'll decide the second entrant to next week's NFC title game, and we got a great one in store, as it'll be the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. For the Eagles, they are led by quarterback Jalen Hurts. His guys, the number 3 seed, having to go on the road after the win at home in the wild card round last week. On the other side is Baker Mayfield. His guys, winners a week ago, and they get the home date here in the divisional round. Who will punch the 4th and final ticket to the conference championship round? We'll know soon enough as we are underway here on a January afternoon. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Philly's offense getting ready, and Jalen Hurts ready to lead them. The 2nd-round pick who started his career at Alabama, then finished with an electric senior season at Oklahoma.
And he more than did his part in the wild card win with 3 touchdown passes. Now, he's going to get a bigger test here in round 2, but his unit is in rhythm, and they're playing as well as they have all year long. I wouldn't be surprised if this defense, though, tried to get after him early with a little extra pressure. If he can handle that, he can have another big game, though.
Call it no gain on the game's first play, and it's 2nd down now. They'll motion the tight end across the formation. Here's Hurts to throw. This short throw caught by Goddard. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Hurts sets up to throw it. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Yaya Diaby in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. Out now is the punter, Braden Mann. And taken right at the 35. 43 yards on the punt, return of 4. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. Leading them out is the Austin, Texas native at quarterback. It's Baker Mayfield.
And you have to figure that this is a confident quarterback who gets the start here. Coming off of a victory in round 1, team doesn't have to travel. They get another home game here in the divisional round. And I know it sounds cliche, but playing at home, huge for a quarterback, huge for his team. They want to take advantage of it.
Back to Tucker on first down. Down to about the 45.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
A run once more with Tucker. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. 10 yards there and a Buccaneer first down.
And when you get into the divisional round of the playoffs, this is where having the ability to run the football is such an advantage. The defenses, they're generally going to be tougher the further you go along. So if you can get something established up front, it's going to give you a great chance to move on.
On first down, it's Tucker. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. 45 yards for him already. An excellent drive to kick off this divisional round matchup. That might be an understatement. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Here's Bucky Irving for the first time. He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Baker going to give it to Irving. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 9 yards on the play there, and it'll set him up 1st and goal.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Irving. And he is going to wind up losing yardage here, as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. Second quarter now in Tampa Bay. It's the Buccaneers in control of the football as they come up now 2nd and goal. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Sean Tucker, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Bucs are on the board first here in this division round matchup. Well, we knew they had the crowd on their side. Their defense has already made a stop, but now here's an opening drive touchdown.
Yeah, how about the defense making the stop, offense feeling their momentum that they've generated, and turning it into points on their side. So now you've got a team working together, and they've got the crowd involved, fully on their side in this ball game.
And in this playoff atmosphere, that 12th man means even more. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And he returns this to the 22. So back onto the field here come the Eagles for their second drive. They'll be searching to dent the scoreboard for the first time, now down 8-0 as they begin with a 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd down and 2. They'll run it again with Barkley. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And Barkley did not get there. That'll bring up 4th. They had the 8-yard gain on 1st down, but unable to do much from there. And now the Bucs deciding to take a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. This is taken at the 23. A good work bringing that one back as he picks up about 16 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Buccaneers in good field position here to start out 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. The drive begins with a carry by Tucker. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. On the handoff, it's Tucker. Fights through him. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry. And they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
Here is 3rd and 5. Mayfield now. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking to throw to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the 1st down and then some.
On 1st and 10, here's Irving. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Handoff running left, Irving. And they're knocking on the door now as a good run there. Going to take this to about the 10-yard line. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. A give here to Tucker. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Now a give, Irving running right. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive. A give here to Tucker. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Sean Tucker with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Buccaneers go up by 2 touchdowns. So his strong first half continues as he finds the end zone here for the 2nd time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack. And you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line. And he's able to take it into the end zone.
And he is in to make it 16-0. I think we're sensing a trend here. 2 first-half touchdowns. After going for 2 after the first score, CD, I thought maybe they would kick the PAT here. No, they get 2 more.
No, they decided to really press the advantage because, remember, getting the 2 after the first score, you've already got the other team back on their heels if they're going to mount a comeback. But to go up 2 scores and 2 two-point conversions, you've really got them thinking on the other sideline.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Here comes Eagle offense now as they get set to take over here. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. They begin with a run by Barkley. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. Yaya Diaby got in there behind the line and dropped him for a loss on the play. Hurts. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all. And now they're looking at 3rd down here. Throwing is Hurts. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. They chalk that one up as a gain of 34 on third down. In motion goes the tight end. They'll look to throw here on first down. He dumps it off to Barkley. So no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Here's Jake Elliott. Career long, by the way, for him, 61 yards. This from 54 yards away. And that is no good. Oh, he missed it just wide of the upright. And this will remain a 16-point deficit.
Well, I'd say that it's fair to say nothing has gone right in this first half for them. Even here, you've got a chance to at least get on the board, but that goes by the wayside. And now, this coaching staff, they've got to figure out some way to wake this team up at halftime to get them going.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Okay, Brandon, thank you. Our look around the NFL starts now. It begins at Gillette Stadium. The Patriots at home to take on the Broncos in a late-season rematch of last year's AFC title game. And it's A.J. Brown. They're going to get it out to him on the right side and then watch him do the rest. Whoa, is he fun to watch. This will be a 70-yard touchdown catch. The Patriots are on to the AFC title game, trying to get back to the Super Bowl for a second straight season. Next up, let's look in on the Ravens and Colts at Lucas Oil Stadium. And this is Najee Harris. He's loose, and they're not gonna catch him. 27 yards on the rushing touchdown. The Colts use that bye week to their advantage. They'll get another home game next week in their quest for the Super Bowl. Lastly, after some debate here internally, we've settled on our Impact Player of the Week. It is this man. And it's the man back from injury, back to reclaim his job, Michael Penix. He went for more than 300 yards passing, including this, one of his 3 touchdowns through the air. The Falcons do, however, wind up falling in this one. And here's a look at the current playoff bracket in the NFL playoffs.
A trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. Second half action back underway. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And they finally get to him out near midfield, but he's all the way across the 45 to the 46.
That's a tremendous start to the third quarter. These guys had their foot on the gas the entire first half. They continue to keep the accelerator down.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the run in a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But if they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Once again, it's Irving. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
2nd down and 8. On the handoff, it's Tucker. About 3 yards there to the 27.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. Here's a handoff to Irving. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on 4th. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there. So the drive will continue. After the conversion on 4th, they'll work from the 20 on 1st down. A shotgun handoff here to Irving. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Bucky Irving taking it in from the 20. And the Bucs continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead.
Apparently the week off hasn't hurt him one bit. 1,000-yard rush in the regular season. Got his first touchdown here in the playoffs. Perhaps the week off energized him.
A great article in the paper this morning basically saying that they would not have won the division without him. And he's not their only piece, but I think that's a fair statement.
It's easy to say it this way. He's their main cog.
Todd Bowles leaving his offense on the field. They're going to go for 2 here. They're going to try and run. And they are 3 for 3 on 2-point conversions as he is into the end zone for the score. Thorough domination right now, and the game plan is simple, obviously, Charles. They're going for 2 after every touchdown, and it's 24-0.
Don't you just get the sense right now that they're just flexing? I mean, you'd be able to do whatever they want, how they want, 3 2-point conversions. And now they're up 24-0. So essentially they gained a field goal out of it without even trotting the kicker out there.
McLaughlin now to kick this one away. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. The Eagles offense and running back Saquon Barkley ready to get going again. And he's had his fair share of troubles in this one, unfortunately. This defensive front has wreaked havoc throughout the contest, and he hasn't been able to create enough space to make something positive happen to this point. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. He'll drop it off with Saquon Barkley. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Final minute now of the 3rd quarter. Off the play fake, here's Hurts. That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And this one complete to Smith. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 12 more yards there and another first down. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. 1 quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Tampa. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. They'll look to throw now on first down. And it's complete right back in the hands of Smith. 2 yards on the pickup there. And it's 2nd down. And he's got his man. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
Well, partner, I think it's safe to say they can mark this down as extremely frustrating. Here we are in the 4th quarter, and that last play, that turnover, I think it epitomizes what happened to them all day on offense.
So symbolic, and that's why they're still being shut out. Now the Buccaneers offense gets ready to head back onto the field. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Irving. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. 78 yards rushing for him now to this point. From the 41, here's a 2nd and 4. They'll stay on the ground with Irving. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. On 3rd down, here's Tucker. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Now Mayfield on 4th down. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He'll get this out to Barkley, complete. And he will be brought down, but a 1st and goal coming up as we have come upon the 2-minute warning. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. He'll look to throw. And Goddard's got it. Touchdown, Eagles. A 9-yard touchdown there. And the Eagles are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter. So they will get on the scoreboard here. Give them credit for that. Too little, too late, but no zero. Oh, you're going slow clap on me.
Not very nice, is it?
No, but they haven't been very nice on offense. It's been a struggle. They're going to run it with Barkley. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the Buccaneers able to recover. Their hands team does its job. The risk reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling. And whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
Down the left sideline. And did he get in? No, down at the 1-yard line. A big play that time for Tampa Bay. 41 yards on the ground. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. Tucker. And he's in. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Sean Tucker saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Buccaneers are moving closer to a date now in the NFC Championship game as they're able to extend this 4th quarter lead. Once again, the Bucs electing to go for 2. They're going to keep it on the ground. And he is into the end zone again as he scores both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion to extend this lead. McLaughlin now to kick this one away. The Eagles coming out as they get ready. They knew this would be tough on the road divisional round, and that has certainly been the case with the deficit they face in this 4th quarter. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Hurts fumbles it. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. The big fella. And that should just about do it. They return it to the end zone, sealing it with a defensive touchdown.
Well, there's just about a minute left in this game, and they're still taking it into the end zone. And you know they could have taken a knee there, but they decided to play this one all the way out. And I think their philosophy is, we're going to give you everything we've got. If we just go ahead and take a knee now, we're actually showing you disrespect that way, like taking pity on you. They're not about to do that to their opponent.
The Bucs summon their offense back onto the field here. They're going to go for 2. They'll try and run it here. And they're a perfect 5 for 5 now on 2-point conversions as he is in to get them 2 more.
I think this is just going to be a function of the times we live in now. Very similar to the bat flip in baseball. Everyone's got to start to get comfortable with this. But to me, this is just rubbing it in. You got a big lead. Go ahead and take the extra point. One thing to keep in mind, though, karma's still out there, and sometimes has a way of catching up with you.
And able to get this out to the 25. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is end the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, and with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and it'll be second down. Running left, it's Barkley. Stopped up shy of the 45 despite some pretty powerful running. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
We're looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. The Eagles send out their punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They have all but booked their ticket to the NFC Championship game next weekend, and they'll look to finish things off here now in this 4th quarter. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The Buccaneers are moving on in these playoffs as we say thanks for watching and so long. So the sports coverage of the National Football League takes us to Southern California. We've got play ahead in the City of Angels. Coming up, a battle to represent the this year's Super Bowl Classic, as it'll be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Los Angeles Rams. On the Tampa Bay sideline, wide receiver Emeka Bucca. In the loss last Rams, wide receiver Puka Nacua. He was sharp in the victory a week ago. One of these teams, which will be as we're underway in the NFC title. And he'll be tackled just shy of. So out come the Rams now for their first possession. They'll be led out by a long-time starter fella, number 1 overall way back in 2009. It's Matthew Stafford.
We can talk all we want about football being a team game, leaning on different parts and aspects in order to get it done. Entirely true during the regular season. Some weeks it's the defense, the special teams, running the football. But in the playoffs, all the pressure reverts to the quarterback and play at a really high level in order for his team to win.
Ball up to the 5 now as they come up on 1st and 10. A first run now for Kyren Williams. Stays on his feet. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That's a gain of 13, first down Rams.
It's been a long season, but he still looks fresh running the football. He knows his guys are one game away from a Super Bowl, so he's going to give it all he's got, and that's a heck of a run right there.
They stick to the ground game on first down. It's Williams. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. This drive starts with 2 steps forward and now 1 back. A pair of first downs, and here a loss of yardage. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Off the draw, here's Williams. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. And now they're looking for 19 yards here on 3rd down following 2 negative plays. Now Stafford. Caught on the right side by Adams. Their opening drive here is going to result in a punt. They got 7 yards there, but not enough.
Well, that's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
So on 4th down, on is Ethan Evans to punt for the Rams. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. So here the Bucs backed up to start their initial drive. They'll be led out by the number 1 overall pick in the 2018 draft, the Oklahoma Sooner, Baker Mayfield.
And he's a guy who plays with a lot of emotion. He's learned how to channel it really positively, because when he throws the football downfield and makes a big play, he'll be the first guy downfield to celebrate with you. But also when his team needs that confidence, when they need that jolt, they turn to him, and he's ready to provide it.
A run once more with Tucker. Now he's loose down the left sideline. How about this? And finally taken down at the 15. The 71 yards rushing for him now on the opening drive of this NFC title game. A real field flipper there, as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Here's Bucky Irving for the first time. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Bucky Irving. A 16-yard touchdown run. And the Bucs have struck first in this NFC title game.
You get in a 2nd and long situation down here in the red zone, I'd say most defensive coaches would think pass, let's bring some pressure. So this is kind of a tendency breaker here to hit him with something on the ground, and he'll take it all the way into the end zone.
They're going to try and run. And he will get in to make it 8-0. Only had a couple of yards to gain there on the 2-point conversion, and they were able to do it.
And how many teams shy away from running the football in the 2-point conversion? They treat 2 yards as if it were 20. If you're a good team running the ball, go to your strength. Go ahead and push it into the end zone.
Yeah, they did. It worked. McLaughlin now to kick this one away. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. That's some good hard running there as he'll push his way forward for about 5. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. The Rams with the football here to begin the second quarter. Here's a 2nd and 5. As they've got it as we resume action. Slot man moves right. They'll get it forward to him on the touch pass. And just shedding him off there. And he's going to have a Rams first down as the tackle made just shy of the 40. Just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that
a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground. And while all of that was going on, we have an injured player out there in need of some attention. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. And they'll send the tight end in motion. Throwing on 2nd and long. Stafford. A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's 3rd down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
3rd down and 13. Stafford. He gets it to Cooks. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Needed 13, and with a good spot, they got 13 and a first down. So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that 3rd down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field. Defensively, make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. In motion, the tight end. Now Stafford. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 2 minutes remain in the first half of this NFC Championship. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. Out of the gun, Stafford. It's caught here by Adams. And he's going to be a yard short. A 2-yard pickup leads to 4th and 1.
That pattern and scheme was well defensed on 3rd down. He tried to just sprint from one side of the field to the other, and they got it to him quickly. But no chance at yards after the catch there, and they stop him short.
And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. And they get on the board, trailing now 8-3. Now maybe a moral victory of sorts. They're on the board here late in the first half, but this offense just hasn't looked that sharp.
Yeah, but at least they got the 3 points, right? At least have something to, quote-unquote, hang their hats on and maybe feel a little bit better about themselves as they head to the half.
There's the stiff arm. And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30. Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their second drive. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of 6s back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. And he ran right through one tackle as he fights forward for a gain of 7. 2nd down and 3. Again, it's Tucker. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On the give, this is Tucker. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 113 yards rushing for him now. A strong performance here in this first half with a Super Bowl berth on the line. On first down, it's Tucker. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. Second and 9. Mayfield. Short throw underneath to Hurst. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal. The Bucs forced to use their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. To throw, Mayfield. On the throw, let him too much that time. It's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
All right, Captain, it's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you've kind of run out of your running plays. Fire another one into the end zone.
Now Mayfield on 3rd and goal. And that is too far out in front. He couldn't haul it in. Incomplete. And his kick is right there. It's good. And that'll push the lead to 11-3. So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
Oh, nice move. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The final second ticks by, and that's going to do it for the first half of play. So halftime here out west, let's go east. That's where we find Scott Hansen with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome in, everyone, to the downtown Orlando studios. Scott Hansen and crew with you for a short and sweet halftime, as this game's had a little bit of everything to it. We'll find out which side can establish some tempo in the 3rd quarter as we're ready to kick off the 2nd half. Back out to our commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Scott, thank you. And this one's still anybody's game. We'll see who can come out with a hot hand in this second half. as we are about to get underway. The Hallis Trophy still hangs in the balance as the second half now underway in the NFC Championship game. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. The Bucs offense set to begin this third quarter. And I think here with the lead, CD, they have to resist that temptation of kind of looking ahead. Would you agree?
Absolutely, I would agree, because they know the stakes. They know the winner of this game goes to the Super Bowl. And this one, it's far from over. They were the better team in the first half, but they do know that they're facing their toughest opponent of the year. And they've got to be prepared for them to fight it out all the way and add a few extra wrinkles in the second half as well. They need to stay on guard.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 6. On the handoff, it's Tucker. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. He's having a big game running the football, but that one will hurt the yards per carry a little bit.
Yeah, but the average he's got so far, that's the type of average he wants to take with him to contract negotiations, doesn't he?
A give here to Tucker. There he goes left side. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Sean Tucker, 60 yards. And the Bucs have taken a 2-touchdown lead now.
We see this a lot on 3rd and short yardage, especially down here in the red zone. They're going to sell out to stop the run, try and hold them to a field goal. But once the running back gets past the first wave, the resistance can evaporate after that. And he not only picks up the first, but he takes it all the way into the end zone.
Todd Bowles leaving his offense on the field. They're going to go for 2 here. They're going to keep it on the ground. And he is not going to get in there. He stops short of the goal line, and the lead is going to stay right where it is. McLaughlin now to kick this one away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Rams offense and running back Kyron Williams getting ready for their next possession. Stafford and the Rams come up 1st and 10 at their own 23. He'll hand this to Williams to start things out. And a short pickup to about the 25.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
From the 25, here's a 2nd and 7. Now it's Stafford off the bootleg. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And this is good for a 1st down, his 2nd grab of this NFC Championship bout. Up the middle, it's Williams. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Here's Stafford. That's complete to Williams out of the backfield. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover.
Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. The Rams, they are on the move. They've got another first down. They'll run it. This is Blake Corum. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
He lost 4 there, and it's third down. One quarter remains for the right to go on to the Super Bowl. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Los Angeles. A long way to go here on third down for the 8th play of the drive. From the gun, here's Stafford. It's caught on the right side, Williams. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll bring up fourth down. Decision made for Sean McVay. They're going to go for it. Here we go with Williams. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose.
I know a lot of defensive coaches have certain guys on their squad that they look to as drive stoppers, guys who can make big plays, interceptions, knock it free. In this case, they didn't need one. The offense supplied it for them, just dropping the ball.
Yeah, and that was after they were doing so well on this drive through the air. They go to the ground, doesn't work. They give the tackle to Quentin Lake. Second and 5. On the give, this is Tucker. Shreds him with a stiff arm. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. On 1st and 10, here's Irving. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this fourth quarter. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. They'll try to throw here. Mayfield. Short throw underneath to Hurst. The Rams going to be forced to use their 3rd and final timeout. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this fourth quarter. So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10, right at the 40. Now Mayfield. Again, that's Hurst. And he's going to get this inside the 30. This duo locked in, 14 yards there, and a first down. And looking to put this game on ice in the fourth quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
Yeah, this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in, and all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1. Up the middle, it's Tucker. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 205 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Going for the knockout punch. They'll try and run. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Bucky Irving with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bucs are closing in on a Super Bowl berth now as they extend their 4th quarter lead.
Sometimes you get a 1st and goal and you're back near the 7, 8, 9-yard line, and you start thinking, maybe we'll run it here on 1st down to get half of what we need, so maybe we can have 2 or 3 shots at going for it from closer range. So this is a bonus right here. What a great run to work his way into the end zone.
And he is into the end zone again as he scores both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion to extend this lead. McLaughlin now to kick this one away. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. And the LA offense ready for this next possession. Well, probably not much that they can do at this point, CD. Down 3 scores late in the 4th quarter. This is going to be a little too much to overcome, you would think.
Yeah, they'll go down swinging, but in the end, I think we saw the writing on the wall a while back because one team was clearly better than the other in this one. And while it didn't quite reach blowout status, I think we knew who was going to win this one well before we got to this stage.
Stafford. Well, this is caught by Williams. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Back to throw, Stafford. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this 2nd half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
To throw is Stafford. Powers through him. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Throwing is Stafford. Throw right side, complete to Williams. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that will bring up second down. To the air again, Stafford. Finding Williams once more, complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that's going to make it third down and less than a yard. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. And they get to hoist the Hallis Trophy. Unbelievable victory. Moving on to the Super Bowl.
I only hope that these players understand exactly who is behind that trophy. George S. Hallis, one of the creators of this great game of football of ours and creator of the
It has been a season full of twists and turns, and it all reaches a crescendo here tonight as EA Sports so proud to welcome you to the marquee event of the NFL calendar, Super Bowl Sunday. Tonight, it is all on the line. We play for the Lombardi Trophy, as it'll be the AFC champion Indianapolis Colts taking on the champions from the NFC, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Brandon Gaudin along with Charles Davis, and what a season it's been for our AFC champions. I mean, this was a fight just to get to the Super Bowl. You got to figure that they are very battle-tested and ready.
I'd agree with you 100% about that. You don't get there without having those types of attributes, and that's what you look for in a Super Bowl team. Character, confidence. These guys don't lack for either one of those. Now they're here. Now they're ready to win.
Meanwhile, our NFC champions, they have gone through a lot to get where they are. Everybody knows their story this season. What's the key for them as they start this Super Bowl?
Let's go full cliche on this one because it works. Remember what got you here. Been a winning formula all season long. This is a team that when we saw them in the preseason, we said they look like a group that has what it takes to be a Super Bowl winning team. And we've been proven right by what we've seen throughout the season.
And we are underway from SoFi Stadium. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. And leading them out there, their 6'5" quarterback.
And no doubt he's living out a dream right now. He's had dating back to his first days of playing football as a kid. But he certainly can't get lost in the moment right now. There's still a Super Bowl to be played, and his offense, they're looking to him to be their leader. You can take it all in when it's over. Right now, you've got the biggest game of your life to win. And that certainly could be a sign of things to come because they're blitzing to start this ball game, and it works for them there as they force the incomplete pass.
Now Jones. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked by Antoine Winfield Jr. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line.
Brandon, I wonder if someone's down there checking on the head coach right now, because he might be in a little bit of shock after what just transpired. Instead of a lengthy opening drive to deal with, his guy stepped up and stole that drive away. Momentum on their side now. How will they attack on offense?
So the Bucs now in great shape to begin their initial possession. Orchestrating the offense will be the top pick in the 2018 draft, and that's Baker Mayfield.
As we begin the Super Bowl, we're looking at one of the game's most important players. And whether he's the centerpiece of the offense or taking a backseat to his teammates, offenses always look to the quarterback to be a leader in moments like this. He's got to be that calm, composed pillar out there who stays level-headed and keeps everyone focused on the task at hand.
This Super Bowl, of course, just a huge one for this head coach. The first time he's walked the sidelines in a game of this magnitude. And I might normally ask the cliche, what's going through his mind right now? But maybe the better question, CD, what do you think are the pitfalls of being a first-time head coach in this game?
Well, you know it's something that he thought about, Brandon, and he had to. And he was thinking about it long before he got to this stage. As the season progressed and he saw that his team was good, if he was smart, he started to make plans right then and there. Reach out to other coaches who've been there before. Find out how they handled winning, losing, handling all the ticket situations, travel, practice, all those things.
Sean Tucker, a 21-yard touchdown run. And the Buccaneers are on the board first here in this Super Bowl. And how about the call there? Third down. I know I was thinking pass, and I bet that defense was as well.
And I think you're right. I think the defense was guessing exactly as you described there, and that's where it pays to be contrarian and to have the guts to make that kind of a call. You keep the defense guessing, and in this case, it pays off in a touchdown.
Todd Bowles leaving his offense on the field. They're going to go for two here. They'll try and run it here. And he will get in to make it 8-0. And so they run it in on the two-point try. You know, so often, Charles, we talk about from the offense's perspective what you do on the two-point conversion. How about the defense? How do they play run versus pass?
It's really difficult for them because I think most teams want to play for the pass. That's what they see most teams do. And so are you able to mass enough people inside if the team decides to run it? Very difficult. I think what you're seeing a lot more now, people blitzing the two-point conversion. They want you to make a quick decision and make it right now.
There, the offense wins the battle for two. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. And he powers through the first wave, but he's going to be swallowed up behind the line of scrimmage. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Motion man right, that's Pierce. Throwing, Jones. Pass complete to Naylor, right side. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. Give the Colts 13 yards and a first down.
When the hitch route is run really well, that jab step off the line of scrimmage by the receiver, which is designed to back up the defender and give him a little bit of space, all you want there, get that space, catch the football, and then make a move and pick up extra yardage. And that's exactly what he got done there.
And he put up a good fight, but he's going to be taken down behind the line of scrimmage. Jones now. From the gun, he'll throw. That's to his tight end, Tyler Warren. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
2 drives won't tell the story of this game, but you absolutely have to like how this defense has played thus far. They have yet to allow this offense to get on track in this one.
As Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away. And this will be taken at the 13. Call that a 46-yard punt with a net of 40 on the 6-yard return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their second drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down. A give here to Tucker. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards, but also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
A lot still to go here in Super Bowl 61. We have reached the end of 1 quarter of play. We'll be back in just a moment.
8-0 our score. We'll come back to Southern California after this.
And we are back, Super Bowl 61. Thanks for joining us, everybody, nationwide and around the globe as both teams get set to begin the 2nd quarter. And we are back, Super Bowl 61. Thanks for joining us, everybody, nationwide and around the globe as both teams get set to begin the 2nd quarter.
Excellent job pushing through tacklers that time to pick up 6.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
On the handoff, it's Tucker.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30.
59 yards rushing for him now in the first half of this Super Bowl.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
And they'll run with Tucker.
And bulldozing his way through. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. That good for 22 and a 1st down.
This has been a good drive so far, and it's been the running game for the most part that's powered them down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a 1st down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
Baker going to give it to Irving.
And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown.
Bucky Irving
taking it in from 11 yards out.
And the Buccaneers continue to look good here in the first half of this Super Bowl. Another impressive drive, so they're 2 for 2, 2 touchdowns. Charles, a great start to this ball game for them.
And one of the words that's really worked its way into our lexicon is stacking. They've stacked momentum each time out, and not only on offense. Between those touchdowns, defense held, forced to punt to get the ball back, and they played awfully well in this one. Both sides playing at optimum level.
So 2 successful 2-point tries now for them.
And you know what it does? It gives you a boost, a huge one for your team because, hey, you're dominating them now. They can't stop you either scoring touchdowns or 2-point conversions. But how about the defense? You don't know what to do at this stage. You can't stop them in any direction.
McLaughlin now to kick this one away.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. For the Colts now, they're ready to get the football back. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive.
Throwing to start the drive, Jones.
But there's an incompletion, partner, and the struggles through the air continue because so far their lack of passing production has led to a lack of points.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Second and 10.
Back to throw. Jones. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Understandably, pass rushers keyed up for this Super Bowl, but you can't do that.
And let's face it, no one wants to lose one of these quarterbacks early in this game, so you know they're going to be protected by the officials.
They give to Tampa.
And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
2 minutes on the clock in the second quarter of this Super Bowl. The fumble on first down. Now here's 2nd down.
Looking to throw. Jones.
And that went to the right side and incomplete.
That was not a real confident throw right there, and he's just 2 of 7 to start the game. Now he's going to have to find a groove with a big 3rd down coming up. Let's see if his confidence can increase.
On 3rd down, here's Taylor.
And he gets this to the 48, but no further. Well short of the line to gain. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. And we'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the team is very simply, if you can get out of bounds after making a play downfield, terrific. If you can't, everyone hustle to the line of scrimmage, either run another play or clock it and start over again.
Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6. A run once more with Tucker.
The broken tackle couldn't create a ton of space. He'll be taken down just beyond the 35-yard line. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down?
They'll try and run here with Irving. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield.
The Bucs going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Mayfield now from the 50, eluding the pressure right. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. 1st down, 18-yard gain.
They asked him to take charge and get them to a spot where they could at least attempt to kick before the half, and he does just that. Didn't trust what he saw downfield, so he took it upon himself to get them into field goal range using his legs. That's coming through with a play they needed in a big spot.
From the gun, Mayfield. Short throw underneath to Hurst. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And the Buccaneers are going to have a 1st and goal as some good running there gets them down to about the 2-yard line, knocking on the door.
And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room.
Irving.
And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay.
Bucky Irving.
His 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl.
And the Bucs are starting to open things up here in this Super Bowl. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard charging run, give it right back to him and let him cap things off.
So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away. So halftime now here on Sunday night primetime. Let's get it to Scott Hanson in Orlando with our halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hanson with you for a quick recap of the first half, which has been strongly one-sided. This is heading towards blowout territory unless they can come from behind and get themselves a victory. Let's find out what happens in the second half. Let's go back out to the commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Scotty, thank you as always. Well, likely 2 very different halftime speeches by these head coaches, that's for sure, as we get set for half number 2. These 2 teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
Out come the Buccaneers. They'll have it first to start in the 3rd quarter.
And I would imagine this is where you have to take stock of the situation, CD, and say, gosh, we're halfway to the Lombardi Trophy. Let's not slow down now.
And I like the way you went there. Let's not slow down now, because the first half certainly went their way. And I would expect them to continue with that type of a game plan. But you're right. You do think back to Super Bowl 54. 49ers had a double-digit lead in the 4th quarter, couldn't hold on. So plenty can still happen.
And this is going to be a Bucs first down as he gets this up past the 30 to the 32.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Once again, it's Irving.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
They run out of the gun with Irving.
And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line.
83 yards rushing for him now, a big part of why they lead in this Super Bowl.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does? It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. A give running right is Gainwell.
He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Not too shabby for his first carry of the game. That's exactly what most teams are looking for, a really good change of pace back.
Handoff running left, Irving.
And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
From the 17, here's 2nd and 4. Here's a handoff to Irving.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on 3rd.
Now a give, Irving running right.
And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to about the 19. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. And his kick here is good. And the lead increases even further. It's 27-0 now.
Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
After the made field goal, here's McLaughlin back out there to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
The Colts offense and running back Jonathan Taylor heading back onto the field.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line.
Motion man right, that's Pierce.
They go play action here on 1st down.
That's caught. It's Josh Downs.
And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. 25 yards that time.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
And he'll be taken down after a decent gain, and that will bring us to the end of this 3rd quarter of play.
Now that'll do it for the 3rd quarter of Super Bowl 61, the culmination of the season and the crowning of a champion after the 4th quarter, which is coming up next.
Throwing on 2nd down. Jones fights through, and now a crease. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A big play there on the catch and run. And it'll result in a fresh set of downs. So 3 plays already first and goal, and they are wasting little time. Back to throw. Jones. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. Alex Anzalone, the outside linebacker, dropping him for a loss of 6. Well, that's not how you hope to draw it up there on first and goal, CD, by taking a sack like that.
Well, they tried to be aggressive, didn't they? They didn't want to try and work their way past the goal line. They wanted it right there on that play. Unfortunately, it backfired against them. Now they have to try and pick it up here moving forward.
Pushing his way through. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Jonathan Taylor, a 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Colts are finally on the board here in the 4th quarter. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead now down to 20. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it was all finished off by the Jonathan Taylor touchdown catch. And the Buccaneers able to recover. Their hands team does its job. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
On the handoff, this is Irving.
And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20.
118 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in this Super Bowl. They'll stay on the ground with Irving.
And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Shavarius Ward in on the tackle. Good gain there on first down. It keeps them in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him. He ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win.
Now 2nd and 5. They'll run. This is Irving.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
A run with Irving.
And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I've got an idea. Let's skip racing to the airport at the end of this game. Let's go to the post-game press conference. I have a feeling that the quarterback of this winning team is going to be giving a whole lot of credit to the running game and the offensive line.
Yeah. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers.
Kenneth Gainwell
taking it in from 2 yards out.
And the Buccaneers are starting to pour it on the game's biggest stage. They are running away with this Super Bowl.
The Buccaneer offense again out there to go for 2. They're going to try and run. And make them 4 for 4 now on 2-point conversions as he'll take this one in for the score.
But I guess when you're hot, you're hot. I mean, I would just go ahead and take the extra point and move on, but apparently they've got something to prove. Almost feels like something was said this week, and they wanted to make sure that they laid it on them in this game.
McLaughlin now to kick this one away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Colts getting another possession here on offense. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on second down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on second down leads us to 3rd and inches. They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. And Taylor, I don't think he got there. No, he did not. Unable to break free, and he's marked short.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
They're going for it. This is Harris. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have won the Super Bowl, and they will hoist the Lombardi Trophy to cap an amazing season. For the victors getting to hoist that Lombardi Trophy, you know, we've talked to guys that have done it, and they say there's no better feeling in sports.
I don't know how there can be. The journey to get to this game is incredible. And then to finally break through and win it when all eyes are on this game alone because there's nothing else going on, that's just got to be absolutely amazing. The task, incredible. But the accomplishment, forever.
Commissioner Goodell up on the podium, going to make the trophy presentation to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, champions of Super Bowl 61. So that wraps things up for another incredible season of the NFL on EA Sports. So for my partner Charles Davis, for Mike and Greg, Kate and Brock, and our entire crew of hundreds, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Good night from Southern California.